Thanks, Jonny, for being part of our first newsroom session presented by The Banner. Tell us a little bit about how you started getting involved in music.
My dad he has a degree in piano performance and he has a doctorate in music composition. So I grew up around a lot of music. He's a lot better than me and he always will be. And I love him for that. And so I took piano lessons from him when I was a kid. And I quit like 4 times and I started again. And then I moved down south. I grew up in Pismo Beach, California area. And then I moved down here and I didn't have any friends. So I just started playing music every day and that's what I did. And now I'm studying it. So.
Awesome. When did you start pursuing it as, more in this setting, like as a soloist?
That's a great question. I don't really consider myself like really going after. I don't know. I still am in a place where I feel like I need to get everything ready before I start doing things again.
Cool. Do you plan to do that after college?
I don't know. Sorry, that's not a good answer, but I really don't know. If it happens, awesome. I used to play a lot more in high school, like at shows and stuff like that, and in bars and stuff around town. But since I started college, it's like kind of just fluttered out. But I'd like to play more.
Awesome. Do you have plans to record the 2 songs that you performed tonight, or have you already recorded them?
I haven't recorded either. I'd like to record both of them. I'd like to get a full length going. It's just a matter of resources and time and things like that.
Where have you recorded your songs in the past?
Like everywhere. I just have I did 2 EPs in high school. Well, one kind of freshman year of college, then the other in high school. And I recorded them a lot in Corona and a little in Burbank. I think maybe a little bit up in Pismo Beach, San Luis Obispo. I think. A lot of it just in my room.
Are there certain producers that you've collaborated with like multiple times? Do you have people kind of picked out that you like to work with?
I like playing with Taylor on the violin. Producer-wise, I've never had a producer. I have my friend Philip Mix. He's excellent. He has a portable studio called, I forgot the name, but look up Philip Wall. He's really good recording. He's so good at recording. He has a band called The Ragged Jubilee, which they're on hiatus right now, but they're excellent.
So what is one song that you wish you had written?
Money by Pink Floyd.
It's a good one.
It's excellent, yeah. Money was a song that, like, oh man, I went to Boo Boo's Records in San Luis Obispo and I bought Dark Side of the Moon for like $2. It was super used. And I'd only seen like kids around school wearing the T-shirt of Dark Side of the Moon, and I was like, you know what, I'll buy the album because I've never heard it before in my life. And I went home and I put the record on, and it started with that bass line, you know, dun, 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 dun. And then the cash register comes in with the snare drum, and I'm just like, oh man, I freaked out. It is just like the coolest, just texture that I really like it, and the sax solo is great, obviously, but yeah, I like that song a lot.
What are some albums that you have had on repeat that have maybe like influenced your music a little bit?
Right now, I have the Nickel Creek album. Oh man, I literally listened to it twice all the way through today. I think I have the record, so I just put it on. Oh man, I can't stop listening to it. A Dotted Line, that's what it's called. Yeah, that's a big one right now.
Can you tell us about what inspired your first song that you performed? Lyrics are like, your power was like the lightning, and your breath was like the rain.
I wrote that song a couple weeks ago. I wrote it about a trip I recently did to El Salvador, and me and my friend kind of witnessed this like weird thing go down where we were on a bus and this guy kind of bribed a cop, and the whole bus could go since he bribed the cop. And so I thought it was just kind of a bizarre situation. So I wrote a story about it. And then when we were driving back, we were going to Guatemala from El Salvador. There was like this gnarly lightning storm, and I just kind of I tied it into the story because it was a really interesting trip. But yeah, that was.
Are most of your songs inspired by situations like that?
Yeah, I'd say all of them are. There's some I like to tell stories sometimes, but mostly but yeah, usually it comes from a situation.
What about your second song?
That song I wrote when I lived in LA a couple summers ago, and I was doing work there with a church planting organization, and it was in South Central, and there's just a lot of pain around that area, and it was really hard for me because I was living with a family, and I was by myself as far as age-wise goes, and I kind of just wrote it about how, I mean, with pain, like really the only thing that's going to help is time, like whether we like it or not, you know. So I kind of just wrote it around the idea that time heals all things, right? So yeah.
How has studying music influenced your writing?
It's influenced me a lot. Song-wise, if I do end up doing this full length, I'd like to notate the entire thing and orchestrate it. And I definitely wouldn't have done that if I never have studied music. It's given me more form. It's made me a lot pickier about everything. It's done a lot of things.
Is that how you started collaborating with Taylor to have?
More or less. Taylor grew up in a bluegrass setting in Missouri, and now we're both kind of like studying classical music, I guess. So we're both kind of in a similar boat. But yeah, we met through the music program though.
Have you had other music students help you record?
Yeah. I had the Bunnells, if you heard Bunnell strings. They played on, they went through the music program. They're down at SCSU now, I think. But they played on my second EP, and Chelsea Ontiveros, harp player, just kind of people around.
Well, thank you so much for being part of our first newsroom session, and thank you.